Hello everyone and welcome live once again to the World Racing Network for tonight's broadcast of the National Sim Racing Association Beer Street Journal Grand National Series, live tonight on the World Racing Network from Michigan Superspeedway. I'm Mitchell Adams and I'm going to be taking you through all of tonight's racing action here from Michigan. This track, certainly a good one that always delivers some great racing action for you. As we have just a couple seconds here left in practice, 20 seconds to be exact. Currently, it's the number 4 machine of Martin Plute sitting on top of the charts. A lot of quick drivers, though. A lot of drivers to keep our eye on as this race will go on. We've got 60 laps here tonight in the Beer Street Journal Grand National Series. That will go by pretty quick here at Michigan. This place very fast. A lot of side-by-side pack racing that we don't always get to see at tracks in racing. So it'll be a really exciting night for us here for sure, as you see practice wrapping up here from Michigan, qualifying getting underway here momentarily, waiting for drivers to get that green flag to take their cars out onto the racetrack tonight. Glad to see the chat already active here in the early goings of tonight. We've got Sarah Mars saying, "Go Mitchell Adams," that's me. Will Radcliffe saying, "Woo Mitchell," a lot of Mitchell fans out there in the chat. How's it going, everyone? Stay Tuned Sports saying, "Sorry Mitchell, I didn't mean to bring the dollar bills the past few races for them," referring to the bots that have been invading chat over the last couple of weeks here. Yes, we're in subscriber only mode now so that those bots will stay away and let us enjoy our racing at peace with each other. Lori Tucker out in the chat saying, "Let's go Ira." Is Ira Claus out on track right now? I don't believe so. I'll pan the camera over that way as soon as I see that. This is the number 1 of Jason Gracias you're looking at right now. Gracias has been fast all season long here in the Beer Street Journal Grand National Series here. Check on Jason Gracias in the points here. He currently sits 26th. He hasn't made every start this season, currently without a win, but definitely a driver we have to keep our eye on here coming into tonight. Martin Plute in the 4 machine was fastest in practice. Here he is. You see him all over the place. That rear end really wanting to step out as he goes through the corner. So Martin Plute with a handful here in qualifying. I'm curious to see if that loose condition will be something drivers struggle with here tonight. If we have any drivers out in the chat, how are you feeling about those race cars here tonight? Let's pan over here. Well, here's the 49, the Dr. Pepper machine of Bryce Hunter, out on track right now. Just coming to complete his first lap. We'll see where the 49 ends up on the speed charts. Currently 4th in qualifying. The pole right now held by this man, the 14 of Jeff Price. He's out there on the racetrack churning out some fast laps. The number 31 machine, Brock Whited, jumps to second just now. He is about 7/100ths of a second behind Jeff Price. But for a track like Michigan, where it's just a lot of throttle time and it's all about the line, that's a pretty good lap for Jeff Price. They have also about a 10.5 lead over Jason Gracias, who sits 3rd right now in qualifying. The 47 now coming across the line to complete his 2nd lap. Where will it get him? That one's going to be faster than the first. Hunter moves up to 5th on the speed charts. The 33, I thought the 33 was out on the track. I guess not. Here is 2 weeks ago's race winner, the 17 of Adam Pettit. 2 wins on the season for Pettit. Coming into race number 6 here at Michigan's got Anything EC on the hood. They sponsored the last race at Kansas. Pettit won that race. Not going to get the pole here, though. Goes to 3rd, and Philip Scott, Philip is off track. He knocked Jeff Price off the pole. You can see the gap up there. 1/1000th of a second was the difference in between Philip Scott and Jeff Price. So that's more the kind of Michigan lap time difference I kind of tend to expect here. Like we said, a lot of throttle time. It's just about picking and choosing the lane. Right now, those times up at the top of the chart, pretty close. We'll see what Doug Neal can do on his first lap. That's going to put him 12th on the speed charts. has a 39.383. That's a little bit off of Philip Scott's 39.067. Stan Houseman in the chat saying race day. Yes, it is, Stan. See if Stan Houseman is out or has taken some qualifying laps. I don't see you on my timing and scoring here, Stan. That Beer Street Journal machine always looks good, though, for you out on track. Are you here tonight? Is the question. I assume you are. Maybe not. There's Doug Neal for lap number 2. Goes to 11th on the speed chart. So not quite what that Simbox Racing driver wanted from qualifying here. But again, 60 laps at Michigan. It'll go by quick, but it's plenty of time to draft up your way through the field. Here's Fred Lester. This is a name I don't recognize here. Driver of the 19 goes to 13th on the speed charts, rocking that scheme we see a lot in real life. I know Ty Dillon's run a similar paint scheme. Noah Gragson, where that's come from. The 49 still out on track, churning some practice laps here in the Dr. Pepper car. I just went to the store earlier today and got myself some of the new Dr. Pepper. Oh, is it Dark Berry? I had my mind blank flavor that they just released. I haven't gotten to try it yet, but I did do that today. That's about a day in the life of Mitchell Adams here, other than sitting in the commentary booth and getting to talk to you all and watch some great racing, which we are about to get to do as qualifying is wrapped up here from Michigan International Speedway, and we'll take you through your starting lineup for tonight's race number 6 of the Beer Street Journal Grand National Series. It is Philip Scott in the National Ninja League.com number 99 machine, winning the pole by 1/1000th of a second over Jeff Price in the number 14. Then it's the 17 of Adam Pettit, going to be rolling off third. 31 of Brock Whitehead, going to start fourth as you see Jeff Price pop onto the track there. The 47 machine, the Hello Kitty car, not yet on the grid. That's Mike Tellier. He'll roll off from the 5th position. Josh Sobel in the 75 will start in 6th. The 49 of Bryce Hunter will roll off in 7th. In 8th is the number 1 of Jason Gracias. In 9th will be the 8 machine of Ryan Sizemore. There's Sizemore just getting onto the grid. Then it's the 33 of Trey Whitehead starting in the 10th position. Then 11th through 20th here on the grid. Starts with the Simbox number 77 of Doug Neal in 11th. Martin Plute, fastest in practice, but didn't quite have the speed in qualifying. He'll roll off 12th. Number 19 of Fred Lester will start in 13th. The 88 of Noah Owens will roll off in 14th. The 28 machine of Sam Kohlhaas starts 15th. Justin White starts 16th. There's Stan Houseman in the number 39 machine. Didn't take a qualifying lap. I found you, Stan. He's going to roll off in 17th in the Beer Street Journal machine. Ira Kohlhaas starting in 18th. I know we had Lori out in the chat saying, let's go Ira. Starting 18th, but got plenty of time to make up that ground. Then it's the 7 of Garrett Gleason and the 3 of Jason Shu rounding out your 20-car field here tonight. And Jason Shu here in the 3, a driver I'm going to be keeping my eye on quite a bit. He is the defending Max Graphics Super Speedway Series champion in the National Sim Racing Association, and a track like Michigan requires a lot of those same skills, drafting, managing, where you are in the pack. So I think the 3 of Jason Shu starting last, but that could be a great pick for tonight's race. But if you're out there in the chat watching, who are you thinking is going to take home the checkered flag here tonight? We've got 60 laps to decide who that's going to be, but get those picks out there in the chat. Let us know who you're rooting for here tonight as Philip Scott leads them down the back straightaway. We'll see them do this 60 times, hopefully not with the pace car in front of them, but they will go down the back straightaway 60 times in regulation. Michigan, a 2-mile racetrack. It's one of the highlights of the NASCAR Cup Series. It's been a staple track for a long time, and the National Sim Racing Association has used it in all 3 series over time that they do run. As the iRacing pace car is going to duck down pit road here, and we are going to get things underway in the Beer Street Journal Grand National Series on Thursday night. Will Ratcliffe says always cheering on Philip Scott. Well, Philip starts first, and he is going to hit the loud pedal. Green flag in the air for Philip Scott, and we are racing from Michigan, but Phillip doesn't have much help there from the 17 of Adam Pettit headed into turn 1, whereas the 14 of Jeff Price, a lot of help draft-wise coming from that number 31 machine behind him of Brock Whited as they race their way down the back straightaway for the first time in tonight's event. It is going to be Phillip Scott holding on to that lead through the first set of corners into 3 and 4 now. Side-by-side battle going on for the third position between the 31 of Brock Whited and 2 weeks ago's race winner, 17 of Adam Pettit, but battle for the lead now on. Well, it was. Jeff Price had a run through 3 and 4, but Phillip Scott able to take it back down the front straightaway into 1. Price not letting up, though, and that number 14 machine stays right on the heels of Phillip Scott. Good battles going on back in the pack as well. There was a good one here, side by side right now, between the 8 of Ryan Sizemore, the 49 of Bryce Hunter here as well. Peeking back up front, though, Phillip Scott able to inch his way up front, but Jeff Price getting past for the second position through 3 and 4. We'll see if the 14 of Jeff Price has the momentum back down the front straightaway. Doesn't look like it, and Jeff Price will fall to third, put the 31 of Brock Whited up into the second position, and now Jeff Price going to have to worry about the number 17 of Adam Pettit. Behind them, though, Josh Sobel and the 47 of Mike Tellier, the season opener winner. We're battling, but Sobel not getting a great run. There comes Jason Gracias into turn 3. Gracias going to inch his nose in front. We'll see if Jason can get the run out of the corner as well. Looks like he's going to be right on the bumper before Martin Plute ducking down the racetrack. I think, Martin's got a really good run headed down into 1. We'll see if he can do anything out that. Johnny Williams out in the chat saying good luck and hello to the booth. Hello, Johnny. I hope your day is going well, and I'm flying alone tonight. Tyler out in the chat. You just get a whole lot of Mitchell tonight. I know you all love the sound of my voice, I'm sure. You're going to be stuck with it for 60 laps here as Phillip Scott still doing a good job out in the front of this race. Phillip's done a great job all season of managing the races. I know he's doing a great job as well in the Stay Tuned Sports Podcast Truck Series on Friday nights. And here in the Beer Street Journal Grand National Series, it's been a great season for Phillip. 1 win so far. He picked up the win a couple races ago at Rockingham. Yeah, I had to fact check myself before I spit that one out. So Phillip's good on the short tracks. We've seen good runs for him as well on these big speedways, but he has yet to pick up a win. He's looking to do it here, but the 31 of Brock Whited, a driver we've seen a lot of here up at the front of the pack, but really hasn't broken out and had a standout performance, hasn't dominated races like the 99 of Phillip Scott has, and you see him hounding Scott right now at the front of the pack, and that's really the 31 doing all he can to stay in the tire tracks of that 99, keep the pressure up. Somebody ducked down low. I think it was the 47 of Mike Floppy Tellier. He's racing with a lot of drivers here still. You see Jeff Price, who's fallen back to 4th now, running with these drivers here. A little bit of a different scheme, I think, for Mike Tellier in the 47. Still Hello Kitty, but that looks like a little bit of a different take on it. I could be wrong, and it could just be the lighting here in Michigan, but either way, Mike Tellier looking fast on the inside. You see drivers, though, kind of preferring that high line as well. From my experience racing at Michigan, that high line tends to be the place drivers usually go because it's more difficult to make passes on the inside here than it is on the outside, especially as the tires wear. So that's something to keep our eyes on as we see the 4 of Martin Plute not afraid to go to the inside. He was almost down below that yellow line. I think he might have been through turns 3 and 4. Side by side here between the 75 of Josh Sobel and the number 1 of Jason Gracias, and Stay Tuned Sports out there in the chat saying, let's go Sobel. Josh Sobel racing hard right now with the 1 of Jason Gracias. These two are battling for the 6th position on the racetrack as your front group runs single file now, at least for the time being. I don't expect it to stay that way because it rarely does. Here's a battle a little further back in the pack for the 14th position between the two of Justin White and the 29 of Ira Kohlhaas. Here we go, Lori. I've got Ira Kohlhaas on the screen now in that Mountain Dew machine, making the pass on Justin White. He will take over 14th and set his sights now on the Beer Street Journal machine of Stan Houseman, who's made his way up from 17th to 13th now in the opening laps of this race. A solid start for Houseman as Justin White fights back up the inside through turns number 1 and 2. This time they've got Noah Owens racing in their tire tracks down the back straightaway as White has the nose in front headed into turn number 3. Will he be able to take that position? Ira Kohlhaas fighting back on the outside lane, should have momentum down the front straightaway, and you see the 88 just kind of biding his time here while these two fight, not getting too antsy to get up into the battle. Is still side by side into turns number 1 and 2 they go, and Stan Houseman thought about making a move as well on the 77 of Doug Neal. That one not going to materialize that time at least, but you see Houseman now falling back into the clutches of Ira Kohlhaas. Kohlhaas now up into the 13th position, making moves as the driver of the Mountain Dew machine, up from 18th to 13th now in the opening laps of this race, looking for 12th over Doug Neal. Gonna get it out of turn number 4. A lot of speed here coming from this number 29 machine driver to keep our eye on. Here's a battle though for the second place position, almost the lead. The defending race winner from Kansas, the 17 of Adam Pettit and the Anything EC machine, just got around Brock Whited. You saw him complete the pass there, and that will let the 17 go to work on Philip Scott. These two have been battling with each other a lot all season long, and you see there Adam Pettit making the move up the inside of Philip Scott down the front straightaway. Who'll get the nose at the line? It's still going to be Philip Scott leading that lap, but right now you see it there. Adam Pettit makes the dive into turns number 1 and 2. He is going to clear the 99 at least for now. Can Philip get a run down the back straightaway? Does not look like it. Lead change here for Adam Pettit. He'll lead his first lap, presumably coming around this time by. These two have been going at it pretty hard as well. 47 of Mike Floppy Tellier just got passed by the number 75 of Josh Sobel out of turn number 2. Side by side back here as well between the 4 of Martin Plute, the 1 of Jason Gracias, and the 33 machine driven by Trey Whitehead. These drivers fighting for the 6th position, I believe. Yes, it is. And you see Ryan Sizemore also in frame back there. Jeff Price, Bryce Hunter, all up involved in this battle here as Martin Plute, fastest in practice, trying to fight his way up through the pack. He started 12th. Here he is running 7th. So in 13 laps, a great start to the race for Plute. Now he's going to get challenged by Jeff Price and also the 8 of Sizemore running up on the wall. That's a line I haven't seen anyone else take so far, is what Ryan Sizemore did in 3 and 4. Just kind of went up all the way on the wall, searching for the grip anywhere he can. Here comes a move. The 33 of Trey Whitehead looking underneath the Hello Kitty machine of Mike Floppy Tellier for the position. Tellier actually going to lose several spots through turns 1 and 2. That didn't go the way he had hoped. There's a little onboard with the 47 of Mike Floppy Tellier as this race hits lap number 15 of 60. is what I meant to say. That's already at the 1/4 race distance. So this race flying by in the early stages is now the 47 under fire from the Dr. Pepper number 49 of Bryce Hunter as they cross the line that time by. Battle here going on for the 4th position between Jason Gracias and Josh Sobel. I feel like these two drivers also seen a lot of each other here in the early goings of this race. Philip Scott also fighting with the number 31 of Brock Whited down the back straightaway for the 2nd position. Race leader Adam Pettit has checked out a little bit over the field, about 0.8 of a second lead at the moment over 2nd place Philip Scott. So Adam Pettit's done his job here, saved up some tire, currently breaking the draft of the rest of the field. And for the driver who has already won 2 races on the season, he's having a strong start to this race here at Michigan. Battle continuing now between Philip Scott and Brock Whited as Scott looked low. Brock Whited went high, and Whited going to take the position down the back straightaway and into turn 3. He is now running in 2nd place. Jason Gracias here in the number 1, starting to catch up to these two as well. Don't count him and Josh Sobel out of this battle for the 2nd position. Of course, all this happens as that gap up to the race lead has now extended itself up to almost, well, over a second. At one point, it was almost 1.5 seconds, but that gap has been cut a little bit here by Brock Whited as you see Philip Scott and Jason Gracias get really close through turns number 1 and 2. These two always race very hard, but some of the big names, top drivers here in the series, we've seen so much of them in the opening 5 races of the season. Philip Scott with a win on the season, Jason Gracias with a couple 2nd place finishes. Josh Sobel, a driver I came into the season really looking out for. Sobel's had a lot of strong runs, but it just doesn't seem like he's been able to put some consistent finishes together. Of course, he does have 3 top 5s in the opening 5 races, but 3 top 10s, but no top 5s, and I feel like Josh Sobel has shown top 5 pace. He just hasn't been able to put one of those finishes up at the very front together quite yet. Of course, Sobel does run 5th as they are on track, so looking to just kind of hold where he is. Actually gonna make the move on Philip Scott in the number 99. Philip seems to be struggling just a little bit in that National Ninja League machine. Maybe burnt off some of the tires in those opening 10 laps trying to hold back Brock Whited and Adam Pettit. Of course, hasn't really worked out because those two are up here running 1st and 2nd on the track. But Adam Pettit, now that Brock Whited's cleared Philip Scott, hasn't really gotten away anymore. That gap is held solid at about 1 second between these two race car drivers. Brock Whited has so far clocked the fastest lap of the race. Jason Gracias doesn't care though, as he's going to dive up the inside of the 31 Money Lion machine. Oh, Jason Gracias slid up front. I don't think Brock Whited's going to be completely happy about that one in the number 31 machine, but Jason Gracias is going to make that pass for the 2nd place position and clock the fastest lap on track that time by. So Jason Gracias finished 2nd quite a bit this season. Let me actually get the exact number on that. 2 2nd place finishes. He finished 14th at Daytona to start the season, 2nd at Homestead, took a little bit of a break through the short track swing we had, and then came back to finish 2nd in the last race 2 weeks ago at Kansas. And again, that time by just a little slower than race leader Adam Pettit in the Anything EC machine. Let's go on board with Adam Pettit here for a lap and just get a little taste of what he's doing behind the wheel of that race car. that is a lap around the track with Adam Pettit, who currently holds a 1 second lead in this race. Adam Pettit, like we've said, ran very well at the short tracks. Daytona didn't go exactly like the driver of the number 17 would have won it. Let me again pull up exactly where he finished. 15th at Daytona, so not what he wanted to do there. Finished 7th at Iowa, but other than that, he has 2 wins at Homestead and Kansas and a second place finish at Rockingham, and on top of that is your current points leader in that anythingec.com machine, and Anything EC sponsored Kansas as well. They've got a couple more races on the schedule, I believe, as well, so we'll be seeing a lot more of them. Very glad to have Anything EC on board the series, sponsoring a couple of races. And of course, we've got a lot of sponsors here in the Beer Street Journal Grand National Series, and I think this is as good a time as ever to kind of highlight some of them, because this is not possible without all the great sponsors like Beer Street Journal, of course, who is the title sponsor of the Beer Street Journal Grand National Series. There's the logo. That's Beer Street Journal. Check them out if you are interested in beer or want to know what's going on in the world of beer. Max Graphics as well, Stay Tuned Sports. We've had Jimbo out in the chat. I hope you're still there watching. We've also have Simbox, Brookstone Animal Hospital, who sponsors the Lucky Dog Award. Of course, if there are no cautions that come out, we don't get to throw out a Brookstone Animal Hospital Lucky Dog Award. Always, as well as Taz Racing Customs. I don't think Nick Kessler in the Taz Racing Customs machine is here tonight. J&R Craftworks and Eclipse Photography all help make the series possible, and again, couldn't happen without all of them, so make sure to go check them out. Their links are down in the video description below if you feel like it. Green flag pit stops underway here from Michigan International Speedway. Garrett Gleason and Doug Neal in the 77 have chosen to come down pit road here on lap 26, just before the halfway point here from Michigan International Speedway. So be curious to see if we see any of the leaders come down pit road on this next lap or two. Adam Pettit stays out. Jason Gracias has broken away from Josh Sobel quite a bit, but Philip Scott is going to be the first driver out of the top 5 to venture down pit road. Philip pits from, I believe he was running in the 4th position at the time, so your pole sitter is going to jump down pit road here on lap 27, just took 28. And you see Doug Neal just getting out of his pit box as well. So far, 3 cars have made their green flag pit stops. I believe, actually, I made the statement, Justin White pitted earlier as well. So Justin White in the 2 machine has also made a green flag pit stop so far. And that leaves Adam Pettit still your race leader. Here goes somebody else. Martin Plute is down pit road. The driver fastest in practice was running 6th when he made his pit stop, started 12th. So Martin Plute has had a very progressive first half of the race here at Michigan. He will hope to keep that up here as he makes his green flag pit stop. Go back out on the track here. See race leader Adam Pettit still in the 17. Then it's Jason Gracias in 2nd. Josh Sobel runs 3rd. The 31 of Brock White at 4th. And Jeff Price in the 14 round out your top 5. There is a lap down Philip Scott in the National Ninja League machine. Remember, Philip just pitted. I'm sure you remember that. I have to point it out anyways. It's part of the job description. But you see how much faster Philip is here as they go through turns 1 and 2 compared to those drivers on older tires. And I'll clock this for you here, actually, here. Race leader Adam Pettit, last time by, ran a 41.170. Philip Scott here in the number 99 machine ran, well, actually, he was in pit road, so he ran a 1 minute 11 second lap. I think it'll be a little bit better this time by for what kind of times Philip is getting. Philip Scott ran a 40.576, so a whole second faster than your race leader Adam Pettit at the moment. More drivers, though, venturing down pit lane. The 88 of Noah Owens is just pitting out now as well. I believe 29, Ira Kohlhaas just getting off pit road, and a slew of drivers actually just came down pit road. We missed a lot of pit stops there. Stan Houseman, Bryce Hunter, Ryan Sizemore, Josh Sobel, and race leader Adam Pettit all down pit road right now. That leaves, well, did leave the race lead to Brock Whited. He is coming down pit road. So is Jeff Price. That is going to turn it over to Hello Kitty. Mike Floppy Tellier, who's now your race leader, has yet to make his pit stop. There's Ira Kohlhaas one lap down in the Mountain Dew number 29. Hello Kitty's quite a few apples in front of the field right now, as the closest driver, Jason Shu, runs second on the track, about 10 seconds behind him on the racetrack. I think we decided last week that would be about 20,000 apples, which is a whole lot of apples for Hello Kitty to be out in front. But of course, Mike Tellier has to make a pit stop at some point. I expect it pretty soon, and I say that, and there goes Mike Tellier pitting that Hello Kitty machine. Gets a little squirrely on the pit road entrance, but gets it woed down. We'll see what Jason Shu is going to do. He is going to stay out, so Jason Shu will lead this lap here, presumably waiting for timing and scoring to update and tell me I'm not crazy. No, actually Mike Tellier, because of where his pit stall is, still leads that lap, so Jason Shu going to have to wait one more if he wants that bonus point for lap led. But you see all those cars getting past him very quickly here, so he really wants to pit that number 3 machine as soon as he can. Number 19, Fred Lester, also, I don't believe, has made a pit stop quite yet on the racetrack. I believe it's him and Jason Shu have yet to pit. Jason Shu will once again stay out. It looks like the 19 also will be staying out another lap here. Yes, he is. A little development, though, through the pit cycle is that Jason Gracias is now in front of your race leader going into the pit cycle, Adam Pettit. Gracias runs fourth, about 2 seconds, well, now a second and a half, once things have updated, in front of the AnythingEC.com machines driver of Adam Pettit. Martin Plute also runs in the 3rd position now. Philip Scott in 4th. Well, they're running not in those positions, but presumably once Jason Shu heads down pit road and Fred Lester heads down pit road, that will turn it over to those positions, barring a caution, which does tend to happen. We don't have stage breaks here, so the only way we would get a caution is if it were for cause, which we haven't seen a lot of this season. These drivers have done a great job keeping it clean. Adam Pettit in the 17 machine, though, fastest car last lap. So Adam Pettit on a mission here to catch Jason Gracias, who is looking for his first win on the season. Of course, Gracias, I believe, is the defending series champion here in the Beer Street Journal Grand National Series. I am 99% sure of. I know that he is the defending Stay Tuned Sports Podcast Truck Series champion on Friday nights. Over on our friends at 3 Wide TV is where that series gets broadcast. But Jason Gracias has yet to win. Of course, he has only made 3 starts, so it's obviously excusable. I've made a lot more starts without getting a win in my time, but you know, he really wants to break through and get that win. I know Jason. I've raced with Jason for a while. I know he's a great race car driver, very patient, but would really love to break through and get that win. Of course, you could say that about a lot of drivers. Jason Shu and Fred Lester both down pit road this time by. So that will turn the race lead back over to Jason Gracias, who has made his pit stop, and now the green flag pit cycle will have settled itself out once those two get back out onto the track. Of course, we see this every week, is that they will lose quite a bit of time having pitted so early or so late in the cycle, but they will have the fresher tires, so we'll see what the defending Max Graphics Super Speedway Series champion Jason Shu can do, as well as Fred Lester here when they get cycled back out onto the track. And the gap between Jason Gracias and second place Adam Pettit right now is just under 1 second. That's really where Pettit's lead was the entire time. But the difference is Adam Pettit is running down Jason Gracias at a pretty quick pace right now. That last time by, Pettit was almost 0.3 of a second faster than Jason Gracias. At that rate, he'll beat to him in just 2 or 3 laps. Will Radcliffe out in the chat saying, now I want an apple. That's what we do when we keep bringing up the apples. I think people will get a little bit tired of the apples here on the World Racing Network, but I've really enjoyed getting to talk about Mike Tellier's times and whatnot in apples instead of in normal measurements, because we found out, thanks to Doug Milliner week 1, that Hello Kitty measures all things in apples. Jason Gracias, though, being fewer and fewer apples out in front of the race, only 7.5 tenths. I guess I could have said 3/4, might have been less of a mouthful and a little easier to understand. About 3/4 of a second now in front of Adam Pettit. So that 17 has a lot of speed. These two don't really have to worry about third place Martin Clute. He finds himself over 3.5 seconds behind this battle for the lead, or what will be the battle for the lead, presumably. Then it's Josh Sobel and Philip Scott going at it for the 4th position as well right now on track. Philip started on the pole, just kind of falling back a little bit. I think we saw him struggle with the tires just a little bit in the first run. That's kind of put him a little further back inside the top 5, and they're going to have Brock Whited to deal with here pretty shortly, as he is also right there and still holds the fastest lap of the race. Meanwhile, though, looking back up front, there is much less of a gap now between the number 1 of Jason Gracias and the 17 of Adam Pettit. Much, much closer. Pettit only 0.2 of a second back, and charging, closed the gap about halfway there. Just through that corner alone, he cut Jason Gracias' lead in half. So Pettit, a ton of speed. Of course, he is in the draft, which does help him out until he gets right about here, which is right behind Jason Gracias. And then you start to deal with dirty air from the car in front of you, affecting the way your car is driving. But you see him here down the front straightaway, using that draft to get the run up the inside of Jason Gracias. This is the battle for the race lead on lap number 42 of 60. Adam Pettit up the inside, but we've highlighted that at Michigan it's easier to hold the position up high than it is to take it down low, and Jason Gracias, very crafty, defends the high line there, and Adam Pettit unable to keep the momentum up down the back straightaway, and Gracias going to maintain the race lead for the time being. But if we've seen anything from Adam Pettit, is he's been kind of deemed patient Pettit through the season. He is not going to give up here. He's going to just kind of wait for Jason Gracias to give him the right opportunity, as you see the 17 once again ducking down to the inside lane, but not going to be able to make anything of it here. It doesn't look like. Going to have to stay in line behind Jason Gracias. Tries to peek down below him. Unable to get it done there, though. Still running in line, not side by side. In line and side by side are completely different things, Mitchell. There he goes, trying Adam Pettit is to get to that race lead, but you see Jason Gracias doing a great job. I know all of you out there in chat, who do you think's got the better race car here tonight? Because we've seen a lot of Adam Pettit out in the lead, but right now, Jason Gracias doing a great job holding him back. Actually, let me go do a little thing. I can create a poll out here in the chat. I will say who has the better race car tonight, and then I will say Jason Gracias, or I will say Adam Pettit, and then you all can go and vote in this poll. Look at that. When it pops up, it does take a minute to pop up, but it will eventually, and we can be all one big happy WRN race lover family Let us know here at the World Racing Network who you think has the edge here in these last 15 laps of the race. Do you think it's Jason Gracias looking for his first win but defending a series championship? Or Adam Pettit, a more newcomer to the series who's been on a tear here in the early races? We will leave that poll open, let's say, till lap 50, and then it'll close. So get your picks in right now. Of course, this is definitely not guaranteed race between these two. Like we've said, cautions always happen, but right now they're 4.5 seconds in front of Martin Flute. So this is looking like the battle for the race lead, unless something crazy happens or they make contact, which is always known to happen in racing. And of course, these Beer Street Journal Grand National Series drivers, what they've been able to do all season is provide some great hard racing for us, but keeping it clean so that we can watch a lot of green flag laps. And it's made for very good shows here in the opening 6 races, this race being no exception, as these two continue to battle here in the closing stages of the race. And we assume they don't have to pit again either, and that they'll be good because they split it about halfway. And we saw the 3 of Jason Chu and the 19 of Fred Lester go a while past the halfway point without coming down pit road, so that should not be an issue for these drivers. They do only have one more set of tires left in the pits. Were something to happen like a caution and they were to come down and take tires, and they are running full 100% fuel tanks here tonight at Michigan as well. Once again, I think I am going to step away for just a minute here and let you all listen to the sounds of these drivers racing around Michigan with almost 10 laps to go. Well, you see the battle for the race lead is on here at Michigan with just about 12 laps to go. That's right, 12 to go here. Adam Pettit almost cleared Jason Gracias. Not quite, though. Gracias going to continue to fight back on the outside lane. The chat is not Jason Gracias fans. All of you said that you thought Adam Pettit was going to be the one taking home the race win here tonight, but Jason Gracias wants to have something to say about that as he continues to fight on the outside lane and a surge back in front of the 17. Adam Pettit gonna have to fall back in line behind Jason Gracias, who's had a really strong showing here all night long, but in the latter half of the race pitted, I think, a little bit earlier. I think he short pitted at Adam Pettit, and that's what got him out front here. And right now he's using that clean air to an advantage. As someone who's done a lot of racing in my time as well, you can't understate the advantage of being that car out in the front of the pack versus being that car stuck behind him. Jason Gracias doesn't have to worry about the aerodynamics of what we call dirty air that Jason Gracias is giving Adam Pettit right now. Basically what it does is it just makes the car not want to turn that's behind you. So in this case, Jason Gracias just being out front is hurting the 17 of Adam Pettit because that car does not want to turn through the corner. It wants to go more toward the wall, and to fix that you usually have to put more wheel into it or get off the gas more. You can do a lot of different things, but if you don't manage that correctly, it can help, or it does help wear tires, or it hurts the tires quite a bit is probably the better way to say that. So Adam Pettit is having to work that car much harder back there, and you see him get a little bit out of sorts there out of the corner. Let's go back and take a look at that one here on the World Racing Network replay just from on board the number 17, just to see kind of what he was dealing with, and it might be that situation I was talking about. You see him, he got right up close to the one of Jason Gracias, and the car just kind of got a little more up toward the wall than Adam Pettit would have liked. That's just kind of what I'm talking about. It's very slight things like that that can make or break a race, and right now, within 10 laps to go, 8 to go, on track to be exact, Adam Pettit's fallen back now a little bit because of that. Jason Gracias continues to run out front and continue to pace the field as these two continue to drive away from third place Martin Plute. We'll check in on Martin Plute. He is running solidly in third, and if he stays that way, he'll have a podium, and we'll get to talk to him as well at the end. Let's also check in on Stan Houseman in the number 39, driving the Beer Street Journal machine here. Stan running 11th, started 17th though, so a good progression as well for Stan Houseman. He was the first driver not to qualify, and right now he's trying to run down Trey Whited in the 33, but Whited is about 5 seconds in front, so Stan Houseman really going to have his work cut out for him if he wants to do anything with the number 33. Battle going on, well, they're close as well between the 31 of Brock Whited and the 29 of Ira Kohlhaas. We always highlight the battle for the soda, battle of the sodas, I should say is what we like to call it. The 29, Ira Kohlhaas, repping Mountain Dew, who's going to jump to the inside of the 31 of Brock Whited and take that position. Now runs 7th. The 49 of Bryce Hunter, sporting Dr. Pepper, runs 9th. And the number 28 machine of Sam Kohlhaas runs 13th. So tonight it's Mountain Dew on top unless something changes with 6 laps to go, which again, always could happen. Right now, though, battle for the lead. We'll get our eyes back on it as Jason Gracias is coming to take 5 laps to go. You see Garrett Gleason in the number 7. He's getting lapped by your race leaders, and Adam Pettit didn't catch Gleason at a great time, and that can only help Jason Gracias out front, who continues to slightly open up that gap over the 17 of Adam Pettit. Ira Kohlhaas in the Mountain Dew car, though, fastest car last time by, so Mountain Dew looking to reign supreme over the other sodas here tonight. Bose got loose out of the turn, though. Everybody out in the chat, how's your favorite driver doing here as we have 5 laps to go, coming to 4 laps to go, or if you don't know where they're running, just shout out and I'll give you an update here. As there, Jason Gracias takes 4 laps to go in the NSRA Beer Street Journal Grand National Series, race number 6 from Michigan. It's been quite a show here, and we're not done quite yet as number 17 of Pettit is trying to fight back here. Just clocked the lap, slightly faster than Jason Gracias, but he needs to make up more time than that if he wants to catch the 1. Of course, Jason Gracias now getting to the 8 of Ryan Sizemore. That won't help the number 1, especially if he can't clear him off the turn, which I think he might have barely been able to clear him and open up his line out of turn number 4. But Adam Pettit going to be able to get the draft off the 8 into turn number 1. And once again, Adam Pettit slightly faster that lap, but 3 laps to go. He really needs to make up some time, and he needs to make it up fast. Of course, Jason Gracias does not have open track in front of him either. Here's the 88 of Noah Owens. Will Owens play a role in this battle for the lead? It's very possible here. Coming to 2 laps to go this time by. Adam Pettit still running about half a second back of Jason Gracias right now, and you see Gracias caught Owens at the perfect time. Just going to be able to make that pass down the straightaway. Didn't interfere with his corner exit. Not going to interfere with corner entry. That is exactly how you wanted that pass to go if you were Jason Gracias. And now you leave the 17 of Adam Pettit to deal with the 88, and he's going to catch him at exactly the wrong time. Caught him on corner exit. That means he has to turn down more and can't open up the car and let it get as fast as he would like to. Is coming through 3 and 4 for the white flag this time by. Jason Gracias looking to hold on 1 more lap here at Michigan. en route to what would be his first victory of the season. There's the flag man waving the white flag. 1 to go here at Michigan in the Beer Street Journal Grand National Series, and Jason Gracias just wants to hold on over the 17 of Adam Pettit, who ran a strong race early on, but Jason Gracias just had the pit strategy nailed here tonight, got himself out in front of Adam Pettit, and he had the race car to back it up here as he goes through 3 and 4 for the final time tonight. Jason Gracias, it looks to be smooth sailing for the driver of the number 1 machine here out of turn 4 for the final time. Coming to the start-finish line, it is going to be Jason Gracias picking up his first win of the season in race number 6 of the Beer Street Journal Grand National Series. And like we said, what a run it was for Jason Gracias in the number 1. He did a great job just holding off the 17 of Adam Pettit. Pettit ran him very hard here out in the chat. Not out in the chat, out on the track. And he proved everybody out in the chat wrong as well. Of course, you could say the poll kind of was who had the better car, not who was going to win. But everybody thought it was Adam Pettit, and Jason Gracias said, no, no, no. I've got a good car here tonight, watch this. And he ended up driving off to a pretty solid, about half-second race win here tonight. As he is going to do some burnouts here, we will be right back momentarily with some post-race interviews. Stick with us here on the World Racing Network. We're going to get to talk to Jason Gracias, Adam Pettit, and Martin Plute when we get back. Welcome back live here on the World Racing Network. We are just getting everybody situated here in the booth before we get to talk to, again, all of your top 3 drivers here tonight. We're going to start things off with Martin Plute in just a moment. As soon as I get everything set up, I need to get set up. All right, here we go. Going to get our first interview underway with driver of the number 4 machine, Martin Plute. Mitchell Adams in the booth. You got a copy? Oh, I need to do a thing. All right, now Martin Plute, Mitchell Adams in the WRN booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. How's it going for you out there after a strong 3rd place run here tonight?
Oh, got lucky there. Pit strategy. Pit a little early, get track position, and held on to it. It all came together though at the end.
It didn't. You put together a really good run here tonight. This season, I know where are you in points? Let me quickly search that here. You're right now 25th in points. Of course, you missed a race here, it looks like. But I mean, how's your start to the season been, Martin? I know I haven't talked with you a ton so far, but you've put up some good finishes, but I know you really want to get up there and race for the win like this a little more.
Yeah, it's been a different start to the year. This is my first time really running these cars, so it's getting used to all of this, all the horsepower I don't have in the truck series. So it's not been too bad. This certainly helps though.
And like you said, I've seen you've been doing great things in the Stay Tuned Sports Podcast Truck Series, but do you think that kind of helps you here going in between both series, get experience in the other cars?
Sometimes. It's kind of hit and miss what translates over. Really, the only thing that I really translate over is saving the tires, is learning how to do that better and better each week, which helps certainly in this car a lot more than the trucks. But yeah, it's been good to bounce back and forth and learn these Xfinity cars. They're a lot of fun.
And speaking of saving tires here too, we saw a big difference here tonight in between long run speed and short run speed in between some cars who were really good early on and then fell off quite a bit as the run went on. How do you think you fared tonight here compared to your competition in terms of managing tire wear?
Managing tire wear, it was not great the first run. My right front was in the 40s, compared to everybody else who was in the 50s, 60s. So the second run was better. It looks like it was about at 60 at the end of that. Um, it's a learning process, getting clean air for most of that second run certainly helped. Stuck in traffic the first run and just ate the tires up. So getting the clean air, just pitting a little early, and getting in front of Sobel and Floppy and Phillip was pretty important in making that all work.
Well, you certainly made it work tonight. Gonna come home with a good podium finish here at Michigan. Next week, we're going to Gateway. It's a very different racetrack compared to a lot of the other tracks we run on the schedule. Really unique raceway. Do you have any experience there, and how do you think you'll fare next week?
Yeah, Gateway is actually my home track. I'm actually going to the race next weekend,
Oh,
so that'll be fun. But Gateway's, I've never ran it in Xfinity cars. Truck, it's usually one of my best tracks. But obviously this is a whole different beast, so gonna mess around with that sometime this week and see how different it is, and it's a unique track. It's a lot of fun. It's a really cool track, so I'm excited for it.
I'll be looking forward to seeing you there. Maybe get to talk to you again. It sounds like if you can put together another good run like tonight. But before I let you go, Martin, do you have any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks to you broadcasting. Thanks to everybody who runs the league, Justin, Stan, everybody who works on it. Um, Thanks to Max Graphics for the beautiful twisted steel paint scheme that we have out here. And Beer Street Journal. Go check them out. It's always fun to. I'm not much of a beer person, but I'm learning. Got to get on beerstreetjournal.com and learn a little bit. So thanks to everybody who puts this on.
Yeah, well, thank you for stopping by, Martin. Congratulations on third place, and we're looking to see you again next Thursday night at Gateway. Hopefully, Mike gets to talk to you one more time.
Yeah, I'll hopefully see you next week.
All right, that was third place finisher Martin Plute here at Michigan. Very hopeful going into next week at Gateway. We'll have to watch out for driver of the number 4 machine to have another good run. It's time to talk with our second place finisher, Adam
I
Pettit.
saw.
It's Mitchell
Yes,
Adams. You got a copy?
I got you, buddy.
Well, you put on, again, another really strong run in that anything EC car you've sporting out here tonight. Just came up a little bit short of Jason Gracias in the end.
Yeah, we had a good battle there for about 5 or 6 laps, and I didn't want to do him dirty. He was being smart. He was kind of taking my line away and kind of messing with the arrow, but it's all in fun. That's what I do this for is for fun, and I will take that kind of racing any day and all day. Just had a lot of fun out there with Jason. He's a class act out there as a driver.
Yeah, you two definitely put on a show for us here in the booth and talk about the track a little bit. We saw a lot of drivers trying out different grooves, running all over the place. Where were you finding the most speed, and do you think that other drivers were kind of running the same place you were tonight?
So I noticed in practice that a lot of people wanted to be in about the middle, um, and it didn't work for me. Typically, when you run up a little bit higher, you kind of burn a little bit more of your tires. So I was just kind of keeping it down there to that first seam, and when I could really hit it, the car would rotate great. But if you got just a little bit underneath it, the car got loose. If you didn't quite get down to it, the car was just tight and it wouldn't rotate. So trying to do that all night was a challenge. And then when you're trying to pass somebody, you can't do that. You got to find another way around them. And when I had run so many laps one way over and over and over again, trying to do something different. I didn't know what to do, and so I tried doing what I was doing. And like I said, Jason was being smart. He was kind of taking it away and kind of messing with the air a little bit. And I wanted to go to the outside and try it, but with about 5 laps to go, I got extremely tight coming out of two, and just held the wheel to the left, and it just completely fried the right front, and that's why I was able to get back to him. But if I could have, I was going to try the outside, but didn't have the chance. But I'll take a second place tonight.
And we were kind of talking about here on the broadcast that dirty air you might have been experiencing behind Jason Gracias. You mentioned that kind of being a big factor here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. When you would get right behind him, the car just had no downforce on the front end, and the car just got extremely tight and wanted to push up towards the wall. So trying to balance that, and not wanting to run him over. There was a couple times going into the turns, he backed up a little bit earlier than I did because I was just trying to overdrive it, and so I kind of had to check up a little bit because I didn't want to run right through him. That's to me that's no fun to win a race that way.
And speaking of winning races, you came up a little bit short of win number 3 on the season, but next week is Gateway, going back short track racing. I guess you'd call it a short track. I don't know how long the track actually is. I know it drives like one, but it's a really unique racetrack. What are your thoughts on Gateway?
I'm gonna struggle. It's flat, and it requires a lot of braking, and I'm not a short track person. Just like at Iowa, I got lucky to finish in the top 10 there. Um, the short tracks are just not my forte, so hopefully I can have a solid finish. Anything better than a top 10, I'm gonna be happy with. But not looking forward to Gateway, but we'll give it our best.
Well, we're wishing you the best of luck next week, but before we let you go here tonight, any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, anything EC, them coming on board this year has really been awesome. Car Candy, the Leather Repair Company, Next Diag, um, Justin for the league, Jason for a great run tonight. Like I said, that was a lot of fun. Big shout out to him. And then you, Mitch, you put on one heck of a broadcast. I love watching it every single week.
Well, thank you for the shout out, and thank you for stopping by and talking with us here on the World Racing Network. Again, we're wishing you the best of luck next week at Gateway. Should be a great race.
Awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
And that was your second place finisher here tonight, Adam Pettit. But it's time to talk to the man in victory lane, Jason Gracias. What a run you had here tonight, Jason.
Yeah, the TNR boys prepped a very fast number one Max Graphics Camaro tonight. We This is arguably my worst track on the service, so I laid an egg in queue, so I had to make it hard for myself to get through the field. But once we got in clean air, car just handled. It was really fast. So thanks to the boys at the TNR shop for giving me a fast piece.
And we saw you work your way from 8th at the start all the way up to the race win. And the pit strategy is what put you out in front here tonight. You beat Adam Pettit off pit road. Was that a plan you had, or did it just kind of work out that way when you came down pit road?
That was the plan. I mean, I had to deal with traffic and passing traffic and dealing with sliders back in the field, so I needed some sort of advantage. So once the pit window opened up and it was uh, within my window, I decided to try to short pit him to just leapfrog him, and thankfully it worked out in my favor.
Yeah, it certainly did. And you're going to walk away with your first win of the season here tonight. We've seen you get a couple second place finishes here, 2 of them in your 3 starts before tonight. Now you pick up the win here tonight. Things are looking pretty good for you. Do you think we're going to keep seeing you up front here as the season goes forward?
I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, uh, as long as I keep racing, if I get a podium, I mean that's good enough for me. But we'll see how many races I make here in the next couple of weeks. A lot of things coming up in life, so I'll try to show up, and as long as the boys at the TNR shop keep prepping good cars, I'll try to do my part as a driver and hold a steady wheel and make my sponsor Max Graphics happy on the track.
We hope we'll see you next week as well at Gateway, which is, I've said this to both the other drivers, and people out in the chat might be tired of hearing me call it a unique racetrack, but it really is very different from anything else we do. What do you think about Gateway?
It's a mini Darlington, mixed with a little bit of Martinsville. So track position is going to be king there. So whoever can qualify up front, I think, is going to have an advantage for sure. Tire savings might come into play, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll go there next week, and we'll just play with the hand we're dealt, and hopefully one of the TRR boys can scoop a victory. If it's not me, hopefully it's Garrett, Josh, Philip, Mike, Shu. Hopefully one of them get in the victory lane as well.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing you try. Of course, there's a lot of drivers here as well in the Beer Street Grand National Series. Looking for a win. It should be a great race. But before we let you go keep celebrating, do you have any shout-outs you want to give?
Yeah, just thanks to Team TNR. In the chat, I was negative and say this is probably my worst track. I have no idea what I'm doing, and they were able to give me pointers. So again, I say this every week. Just thankful for having good teammates like that to help give each other pointers in order to improve and see each other succeed. So thanks to everybody in the TNR Discord for today. Thanks to Lap Cars for, I guess, saving me there. Had a blast battling with Adam Pettit there. Tried to take his line away, but we were able to race each other clean. So that was a lot of fun. Hopefully it was fun for you guys on the broadcast and people at home. Thanks to Max Graphics and Chris Darling for always giving me some really nice paint schemes. If you guys need any graphical work done, hit up Chris at maxgraphics.co. Look him up on Facebook. Great work, great guy. Thanks to Beer Street Journal, Stan Houseman, for the series sponsorship. And thanks to him, we're able to watch these fabulous broadcasts from World Racing Network. So thanks, Mitchell. And I think you had Tyler with you today. I'm looking forward to watching this back later tonight. And thanks to NSRA and the head admins. I know there was a bit of shuffling going on with roles and positions, but I think they're doing an excellent job for such short notice with what's been happening. But can't wait to keep the momentum going here.
Yeah, and we're looking forward again to seeing you as the season goes on. Again, congratulations on your first win of the season, and best of luck to you next week and moving forward at Gateway.
Thank you. I appreciate it. See you guys next week, hopefully.
That was your race winner here tonight, Jason Gracias. That's going to be our last post-race interview we do here tonight. And what a race it was for Jason. He came out starting sixth. You said it, he said it, I should say. Just didn't quite have the qualifying speed he wanted to have here tonight at Michigan, but was patient and got the lead on the pit stops and held on to it there. Through the second half of the race, had a great battle with Adam Pettit, but he is going to come home with his first win of the season, and we'll run you through the entire finishing order here tonight from race number 6 of the Beer Street Journal Grand National Series at Michigan. Of course, Jason Gracias picking up the win. Adam Pettit finishes in second. The 4 of Martin Plute finishes in third. All of those drivers on the podium. Then it was Josh Sobel finishing in 4th place. Philip Scott brought it home 5th. Mike Tellier came up just shy of a top 5 in the Hello Kitty car, finished 6th. Ira Kohlhaas wins the Battle of the Sodas tonight and brings home a 7th place finish. Brock Whitehead finished in 8th. Bryce Hunter finished in 9th. Trey Whitehead rounded out the top 10 and also rounded your lead lap finishers here tonight. In 11th, it was the Beer Street Journal machine of Stan Houseman. In 12th was Justin White. In 13th was Sam Kohlhaas. In 14th was the 8 of Ryan Sizemore. 15th was Noah Owens. 16th was Garrett Gleason. 17th, Jason Shu. 18th was Fred Lester. And then Jeff Price finished in 19th, 10 laps down. And in 20th, 16 laps down, was the Simbox number 77 of Doug Neal. And that is going to round out your 20-car field here tonight from Michigan. And again, looking forward to Gateway next week. If you all don't know Gateway out there in the chat, it is one of the most unique racetracks, I would say, on the schedule, because the two corners of the racetrack, Jason Gracias kind of hit the nail right on the head. Turns 1 and 2 are super heavy braking, super tight corner. And then you head into 3 and 4 that's more of a really flat, almost, it's more of a New Hampshire style track. It's not like New Hampshire, but it kind of has that feel to it. It's very flat versus a heavily banked, very tight corner. And it's always a blast. It's going to make for a fantastic race for all of us to watch. Again, thank you to all of you out in chat for sticking around with me. We had, again, very active chat here tonight. Will Ratcliffe saying great broadcast, Mitchell, and good job all. Thanks for sticking around and watching, Will. And thank you to all the series sponsors as well who make the Beer Street Journal Grand National Series possible. Of course, Beer Street Journal, go check them out after here to see what's going on in the world of beer. And again, all these sponsors are linked down in the video description as well, so you can go check all of them out. Max Graphics for a lot of graphics design needs. They did all our World Racing Network logos, and they did that Beer Street Journal Grand National Series logo you see on your screen right now, I believe. So Max Graphics does great work. Go check them out. As well as Stay Tuned Sports, who sponsors the Stay Tuned Sports Podcast Truck Series Friday nights over on 3 Wide TV. Let me go check and see what that series is doing tomorrow night. They are off, actually, so there is no Stay Tuned Sports Podcast Truck Series action this week on 3 Wide TV. They are off for Memorial Day, but we'll be back in 2 weeks, also at Gateway. So tune in to them after our race at Gateway. Check that out on 3 Wide TV. Then we have Simbox for your sim racing button box needs. Brookstone Animal Hospital, who we didn't get to give out that Lucky Dog Award here tonight that Brookstone Animal Hospital has. Excuse me, because this race went caution free. So good job to Brookstone Animal Hospital for sponsoring, even though we didn't get to hand one of those out. And then, of course, we have to thank Taz Racing Customs, J&R Craftworks, and Eclipse Photography. And again, if you haven't seen the work Eclipse Photography has been doing for this series, it is phenomenal. Make sure to go check it out over on the National Sim Racing Association social media channels, which their Facebook is linked down in the video description as well. But again, for all of us here at the World Racing Network, I'm Mitchell Adams. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. We hope to see you at the same time, same place next Thursday night for Gateway. But until then, I hope you all stay safe, have fun, and we will see you next time.